Hello everyone. Today I'm doing another piece of Valentine decor for my collage wall I'm working on in a Use Your Stash challenge. This challenge is hosted by Dawn, Thelma's, and Crafty Kitty. If you aren't familiar with their channels, please check out the descriptions where I'll link them. And also, while you're there, check out the link for the playlist for this challenge. You'll find lots of creativity there in using your stash. I started out with this old vintage print that I found, and it says that it's a reusable transfer by the direction sheet. So I'm going to try transferring it onto a piece of cloth and putting into this old frame that I found. If that doesn't work, I'll just put the print itself in there, after coloring it up, of course. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm using another piece of this old sheet that I used in another Valentine DIY. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to link my Valentine decor playlist in the descriptions also. After pressing the piece of fabric, I pinned the transfer into place so it wouldn't slide around, because my heat press is not large enough to press it all at once. I just took some pins and pinned it down to each corner. So what do you think? Did it work? Let's see. It did. Now some of the top and the bottom are light, but no biggie. I can fix that. Now I needed a backing for the frame, so I took this priority mailbox. The width was right, but it was a little bit too long. So I measured where I needed to cut it off and scored a line. Then took my big bad titanium scissors and just cut that edge right off. Just like that. Now I didn't want the wording or the stripes to show through when I put my print on it, so I covered it with some contact paper. Yes, already in my stash. And I could still see the lines and wording just a bit, so I added a second layer of the contact paper. Just starting it at the edge, pulling the paper from underneath and smoothing as I go. Once I got that on there, I had to flip it over and clip the corners out so it wouldn't bunch up and pucker when I folded it over. Similar to what you would do with a Christmas package or a birthday gift. Just cut those corners right off and then fold it down. The top, the bottom, and then the sides. And there we go. Looks like a nice canvas to work on. And it fits perfectly into my frame. I'm not sure at this point what I want to do with the hanger on the back, but I'll figure it out. So I covered with my board with some Mod Podge before I put the fabric on it, because I didn't want it sliding around while I was painting it. I'm just going to be using my apple barrel acrylic paints on this. Here you'll see I've got the fabric on there but I wanted to add a little something extra to the corners. So I pulled each corner back and added more Mod Podge. And after smoothing it all down, I set it aside to dry well. Now you'll see the colors that I chose to use, and I had to bring in my pencils in a couple of areas because those faded spots needed a little more definition. So I'm using my watercolor pencils. After that is just adding the paint. Like I said, this is just plain old acrylic apple barrel. After it was all painted, I took my peach watercolor pencil so she wouldn't look so pasty and colored the skin. And using that black to define some more areas. Then I just flipped it over, taped all my edges down, and slid it into the frame, going up under that original hanger. Making sure I get it into place. There we go, fits snugly. Then I take my hot glue gun and dab it in the corners, and there she is. You can see a little bit of the texture of the box, but I don't mind it. I think she turned out beautiful. If I'd had glitter on hand, I would have added some glitter sparkles around her, but I'm out. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please do so.